Hello dear students. So today we are going to read the second chapter of Behavior, okay? And we are going to read, this is very interesting and very masterful story. By reading you can understand that what the masses you will get from this story by reading and what you can learn, okay? So what is the lesson's name? The sound of music, the sound of music, okay? And we are going to read the first part. It means there are two parts of this chapter, okay? So this is the first part, and what is all about the first part? Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Now, don't you feel that it is strange that without hearing, how can you feel the sound or music? It is impossible. So let's see that what is all about this. So page number 17, second chapter, the sound of music, part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. One thing more that I want to share with you, that if you want to know about Evelyn Glennie, so you can know, because still she is alive, and she is a very great example for us, that she has done a lot of things to learn being a handicap, okay? So let's start. Before you read, God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels for more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Now you can understand what the writer wants to say here. Actually, you know what? God may have taken our hearing. We have 5 senses. How many senses we have? 5 senses. Hearing, smelling, taste, seeing, sight, and touch. These are the 5 senses. But if we don't have one sense, so definitely we will be handicapped. We will be handicapped is what? We cannot live like a normal life as other people are living. Okay. So here, what is the story about this girl? The writer is just telling about that God may have taken her hearing, means she was unable to hear, but He has given her back extraordinary. Means here the writer said that God has taken one thing, but He has given another thing that is extraordinary, that we don't have. She had, but we don't have. Okay, because that is given by the God. What we hear, and what is that? What we hear, she feels. Even you know that she is unable to listen, she is unable to hear anything, but she can feel more than us. She can feel, means she feels for more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Music. You know what? Music is a word that defines so many things. Means music can remove your stress. Music is very helpful for everyone. And here, she expresses music very beautifully. Very beautifully means what? You can understand how we express music. We listen to a song, so our body moves. Our body moves, head moves. Means so many things we just express by our body posture, body gesture. Okay, body movement. We can understand that we are listening music. But here, she expresses music very beautifully. Let's see that how she expresses. Let's read the story. Read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. A success story. Because of that only we are studying about her. Still she is alive. When you will search Evelyn Glennie, so you will get a lot of videos or interview also. So you will get it that how she expresses. Okay. So, first paragraph. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Deaf means unable to listen or hear. Okay? So here, rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. Now this is the scene of what? A railway platform. And where is the railway? Underground. Now underground you can understand that is metro station. I think you have gone New Delhi, Rajiv Chowk. So that is also in underground only. Okay. The train goes the train goes underground. So here all people were there on the platform which was just underground, and all were just waiting for the train, and they were very hurry and worry, and they were just fighting for what? To catch the train. So in this scene, in this mob, in this crowd, there was a girl. And who was that? A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years, as she was 17. As she was 17, but she was not looking like 17. She was just looking like 7 years old, 10 years old, means younger than 17, as her age was at that time. So here the writer explains about, means it was a scene of underground platform where the people were hurry and worry. They were just waiting for the train to catch the train to reach their destination. So there was one more girl who was very silent and who was 17 years old, but she was not looking like 17 years old. She was just looking younger than 17 years. She was looking very nervous, but excited also. She was looking very nervous. How you can feel? Maybe it was the first time. Yes, it was the first time. So she was looking very nervous but very excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. Approaching is coming. That train was just coming. So she was very excited, very nervous when she felt the vibration. As you know that she was deaf. She cannot hear, but she can feel. Okay, when you are at the platform, so you just feel some vibration so that you can say, means at that moment you say that train is coming. So just like that, she also felt vibration of what? The train was coming there on that platform. And it was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. So actually it was the first time. Anybody will be nervous and excited too. Why? Because when you will get admission in new school, or you are going a new place, so definitely you will be very excited and very nervous also. Are you very nervous? Because you don't have any information, you don't know any knowledge about that place, and you are very excited because you want to know about that place. Okay, so it was her first day at the prestigious means reputed, very famous. So prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting means frightening, okay. So, and it was frightening for any teenager means like less than 20 years, who is just 16 or 17 years. So it was frightening, it was a fear of any teenager who is going to attend the first day of his or her school. So as she was also going, and she was from another country, as it is mentioned here. Daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. She was not from that, she was Scotland. Okay, but this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. As she started her journey, but now it was the biggest challenge of her life that she was going to face. Why? Because she was going to learn music, and the most important thing is what? To learn music. Listen. Without listening, you cannot learn music. You cannot feel the music. But here, being a deaf girl, she learned music. She learned music means she feels music. Okay. So it was her biggest challenge as being a deaf child. Okay. Now jostle means push roughly. It is mentioned here. Okay. It is mentioned here. Jostle means push roughly means pushing each other. Okay. Slight means small and thin, and taunting means frightening. Aspiring means a person who wants to become a musician. Okay. So this was all about first paragraph. In first paragraph, once again listen. In first paragraph, there was a scene of what? Underground platform, and all people, means all passengers, were rushing, means just pushing each other to catch the train. And there was one girl who was just looking like Miss, who was 17 years old, but she was not looking like 17 years old. She was looking younger than 17 years old. She was looking very thin and small, and she was looking nervous also and excited also. Why? Because she was going to get admission in London in prestigious school, Royal Academy of Music, and it was her first day. So because of that only, she was excited and nervous. And it was a very big challenge for her because she was going to become a musician, being a deaf girl. Okay, so this was all about the first paragraph. Now we will see the second paragraph. Evelyn Glennie's loss of her hearing had been gradual. Gradual means slowly, not suddenly. Okay, so she was not deaf from childhood, since birth. She was not like that. She lost her hearing gradually, slowly. Okay. So Evelyn Glennie's lost her hearing had been gradual. Means her hearing sense lost gradually, slowly. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. Nobody found, only her mother found. And only her mother got to know about her deafness when she was waiting for playing piano. And at that time, her age was 8 years. So here, in second line of second paragraph, her mother found her daughter that she was unable to listen anyone when she was waiting for what? To play piano. So at that time she found that something is strange with her daughter. They called her name and she didn't move. They called her name, Evelyn Glennie, and she was unable to hear. So because of that only, she did not move. So at that time, she noticed who? Her mother. Her mother noticed at the age of 8 years that her daughter was unable to listen. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glennie. Isabel Glennie is the mother of Evelyn Glennie. So what she said? I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glennie. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal means hide, her growing deafness from friends and teachers. Okay, on that day, her mother understood that her daughter was unable to listen as she was called so many times and she did not move. But here, But here, she was hiding. Evelyn Glennie was hiding her deafness from her friends and teachers. Why she was hiding? Because she just thought that they will make fun of her, okay, and they will not give her chance to study together because she was going to deaf. She wasn't able to listen. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated. Deteriorated means reducing, okay. And her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. See, when she became 11 years old, so she was getting less marks. So because of getting less marks, her headmistress called her parents to inform her that your daughter is not getting well. Getting well means what? Not getting good marks in any subjects. What is the reason behind it? Her deafness only. When the teacher used to teach in the class, so she was unable to listen them. So she could not understand anything. When she could not understand anything, so definitely she could not write anything. And when she could not write anything, so definitely she will get less mark. So because of that only, when she was 11 years old, so she was getting very less marks in every subjects, in each and every subject. So because of that only, her headmistress called her mother, please take your child to the specialist, okay. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired. As a result of gradual nerve damage. Now when her parents took them to a specialist, so this was the time that they got to know about her child. Their child was unable to listen. So it was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. And now they got to know how this thing happened because of nerve damage. And it didn't happen suddenly. It happened gradually. Gradually means slowly. Like first, her mother noticed when she was 8 years old. The second time when she was 11 years old, so her mother got to know about her deafness, that her daughter was unable to listen. Okay. Impaired means weakened. Weakened means unable to understand. Means very weak. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids. Hearing aids means, you can understand, hearing aids, that machine helps the people to listen, to hear the sound or anything from anyone. Okay, that hearing aids means machine of hearing. Okay, so here they were advised means her parents were advised means here the doctor advised her parents, you can take the hearing aids means hearing machine, so that she could listen properly, and sent to a school for the deaf. And they were also advised that you should send your child where? Not a normal school. You have to send your child to the deaf school, where only the same category means only the deaf children goes to study. Okay, so they were advised, you can send your child where? To the deaf school, where she could study well, she could do well. Okay, everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. So when Evelyn Glennie heard about it, that she was unable to listen, and she was advised to wearing hearing machine, so everything was black before her eyes. Definitely, as she was living her normal life and she She concealed her deafness from her teachers and friends also. But now she was advised that you have to take the decision where you have to go. And she was advised to use hearing machine, and she was also advised to take the admission in deaf school. So this was the second paragraph's explanation. Now I think you have understood the first and second paragraph. So in next class we will see the next paragraph. Till then, you just, if you have any query or any doubt, you can just rewind your video and you can check it. Okay, you can learn it. So thank you so much, dear students.